Presence and mindfulness are some of the most talked about modalities in medicine today. But what are they really, and how do you be present or mindful? Mindfulness is about what we do with our mind. And some people make a joke that mindfulness isn't about the mind at all. This can lead to some complex discussions about what a mind is. Some say it's different from the brain matter, the literal neurons that simply process information, and the mind has to do with how we conceptualize reality, based not so much on facts, but on our history and our perspective. Our brain presents the data, and our mind, influenced by our history and projections, interprets that data. One person with one history will read a situation differently than someone with a different history and context. Therefore, minds can be changed. Data can be weighted differently, and you may draw a different conclusion now than you did before. Our mind is wonderful, and its purpose is to organize, make connections, and predict so we can at least survive and perhaps even be a creative agent. And it can get things wrong. But before I can alter my mind, I must become aware of it being how my personal experience interprets data. And that is where mindfulness comes in. Being mindful is a way we can start to be aware of what we are doing, like mind you don't step on the dog, or I'm minding the store, or mind your manners. I'm paying close attention to what I'm doing. I'm aware of what I'm doing. A key element of mindfulness is to pay close attention without judgment. Often when we are monitoring ourselves, we include judgments like, I didn't do enough, or I should have done better. We can do an objective assessment of our actions, just the facts, and recognize where we may have missed the mark, and that's non-judgmental. Or we can do an assessment and berate ourselves and shame ourselves for not doing better, and that's judgmental. Same event, two different reactions. As we begin to develop this skill of mindfulness, this awareness without judgment, we move away from measuring ourselves against an external standard and move towards observing just exactly what's happening this moment with our thoughts and actions. There is a mechanical aspect to our body, biomechanics. We can experience mechanical wear and tear in our joints or suffer an injury that literally breaks something, like a bone, and our body is a hybrid of structure and spirit, the bio part of biomechanics. Bio means living, not just dormant matter that once broken, always broken. If we injure ourselves, our body's prime directive to heal immediately ignites. Environmental conditions, inside and out, can dampen or even stall that healing. As we learn to listen to our bodies, we notice our inner climate. We become aware of the ways of thinking and being and doing that affect our healing. We can release the story that that's just the way I am, or that accident made this happen, and feel the innate elements that mobilize healing begin. Diagnoses dissolve and investigation begins. We use this non-judgmental approach when we first learned how to organize our body for function, lifting our head, rolling over, learning to crawl, walk, and reach and run. Before we read or misread our environment's message of not being enough or being too much or needing to be more sooner, we didn't try harder to crawl just because we saw Johnny over there walking. We had an internal experience of using ourselves in a way that moved us towards our goal. We allowed ourselves to try many things. Some moved us closer to walking, others not so much. We kept on and built on what worked, and that resulted in our body working in a functional, pain-free way. We allowed ourselves to learn to walk. In physics, the observer effect is the theory that the mere observation of a phenomenon inevitably changes that phenomenon.